The third ventricle in the model. It's quite narrow from side to side. This is the floor of the third ventricle. The surface of each cerebral hemisphere is richly folded. Each inward fold, or sulcus, and each outward fold, or gyrus, has a name. But here we'll name only two, the central and the lateral sulci. This is the lateral sulcus. It's very deep. It extends all the way round to here on the underside. Here's the medial end of the lateral sulcus in the intact brain. The lateral sulcus separates the frontal lobe above from the temporal lobe below. This long sulcus running upwards and backwards is the central sulcus. It's the only one that runs all the way to the medial surface of the hemisphere. The cerebral hemisphere is described as consisting of 4 lobes: the frontal, temporal, and occipital lobes that we've mentioned already, and the parietal lobe. Between the frontal lobe and its neighbours, the central and lateral sulci form natural boundaries. The other boundaries are somewhat arbitrary. Here are the 4 lobes on the medial surface: frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal. The sloping underside of the occipital lobe conforms to the upward slope of the tentorium. Here are the 2 temporal lobes, seen from below. This part of the tip of the temporal lobe is the uncus. The uncus lies just above the tentorial incisure, which is here. Here on the underside of the frontal lobe is the olfactory tract. It ends in the olfactory bulb, from which the fibers of the first cranial nerve, the olfactory nerve, emerge.